Welcome into the 49ers Report. I am Cam Rogers. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go through the latest 49ers rumors here on the program. Has the secondary heavily improved from last season? I'm going to say 4 Jetheads on this one. This coming from SB Nation. They're pretty confident in the 49ers back end as well. You guys remember when Rashard Robinson was all hyped up as the starting cornerback last year and Dante Johnson was back there as well? Those guys are no longer on the team. I am highly regarding the 49ers secondary in 2018. I have been talking it up many times the last couple of episodes of this program. There's Akello Witherspoon and K'Wan Williams at slot corner. Richard Sherman's in town, as you see him on your screen as well. DJ Reed via the draft, Tarvarius Moore. There's a lot of optimism in this back end for San Francisco. So that's not where my worry is for the defense this year. You'll probably hear me talk about it a few times this season. It's that front seven and the ability to A, stop the run, and B, create sacks. But in terms of the secondary, no issues on my end there. All right, so you saw the 4 Jedheads. New look of the program, by the way. Let's explain the rumor meter, what these Jedheads mean. 0 heads, fake news. Do not believe in that rumor. 1 head, there's just little truth to it. 2 heads, firmly in the rumor category. 3 heads, we are faithful in it. And 4 heads, it is happening. Let's get to rumor number 2 here on the list. Is Jerick McKinnon done for the year? Yes, he is. We can cement that because McKinnon has officially been placed on injured reserve. Doing a little update here because McKinnon took to Twitter as well and sounded really confident about 2019 and coming back stronger than ever, and that's really the best attitude you can possibly have when you tear your ACL, right? You got to think about it from a mental perspective. If you don't have the good mentality, you're not going to have the good physiological effects either. So it starts with the mind, and then from there, you get healthy with your physical attributes as well. So McKinnon told reporters on Monday, I felt good at practice. It just so happened I made a cut and I tore my ACL. That's all it was. So some people were wondering, well, was it because of McKinnon coming back too early due to the calf injury and all that? No, that is not the case. Now, with that said, Matt Breida, Alfred Morris, they're going to see some larger roles in that backfield there. All right, next up on the list, will Marquise Goodwin win Team Offensive Player of the Year after the season is all said and done? 2 Jedheads for now. There was a recent article out there from 4th and 9 that thinks that Goodwin will be the best offensive player on the team. Don't worry, Jimmy Garoppolo was named the MVP, so with him out of the mix, Goodwin is number 2 here. I like it, but, you know, it's really sad that Jerick McKinnon got hurt because he's probably going to be my selection there for Offensive Player of the Year. I've been talking him up for weeks and months, really. Goodwin is there. Garcon at wide receiver number 2. Trent Taylor is an interesting guy to watch for at slot. Dante Pettis has a lot of promise as well. Look, there's reason to believe that Goodwin could be the offensive player of the year for the 49ers. I think Alfred Morris might have an argument as well. So is Marquise Goodwin the 49ers' best wide receiver? Type away in the comments section. Y for yes, N for no. I do track what you type, so go ahead. I'll be watching. You guys are watching the 49ers Report presented by FanDuel, the #1 daily fantasy app out there, folks. Head to FanDuel.com/chatsports. Use our promo code chatsports for free money. $20. I'm short-sighting myself here. $20 when you deposit $5 on that initial deposit. So get it done, ladies and gentlemen. And I am challenging all of you out there to play me in the Week 1 FanDuel fantasy game for the NFL. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. I'll give you the details. If you beat me, you come in first, you get $50 free. You got to love that. FanDuel sponsoring the 49ers Report here. All right, some more rumors to get through. Alfred Morris over Matt Breida for the 2018 season. I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to give it 3 Jedheads. And there are a couple reasons why. First of all, the debate is on, of course, between Morris and Breida from a team perspective, a fan perspective, and a fantasy football perspective. a two-back approach is probably the most likely scenario against the Minnesota Vikings this week, but I think eventually Alfred Morris becomes the top-line guy on this running back depth chart, so that's why I have Morris as your RB number 1 there, Breida at 2, Mostert at 3, the special teams ace. Who's the better running back, though? Hit me up in this reaction poll. I think Alfred Morris has the experience, A. He was pretty darn good for the Dallas Cowboys last year when he started, 4.8 yards per carry. Breida only totaled 465 yards, 2 touchdowns on 105 carries last season, backing up Carlos Hyde. Morris has the experience. Morris also has history playing well for Kyle Shanahan. And 3, Morris has bounced around and has that ability to adapt to new offensive schemes. That tells me a lot. And the 49ers offensive line is going to be pretty good this year as well. So I'm throwing out my like in that reaction poll. All right, so are the 49ers playoff bound? All right, I'm going to give you guys some bad news, but first, this rumor coming from Sports Illustrated. 4 experts are predicting a playoff campaign. And if they get to the playoffs, it'll likely be because of that guy on your screen, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm only giving it 2 Jedheads here, folks, as I personally revealed on the Cam Rogers Show my playoff predictions. The San Francisco 49ers don't get there. I just think it's a really difficult path for them to do so. Why? Because 2 teams are coming out of the North and 2 teams are coming out of the South. With that said, that leaves the 49ers on the outside looking in unless they can somehow pull a rabbit out of their hat and win the West. I don't think that's a reality for them. I think the Los Angeles Rams have that division in their hands. So it's an uphill climb for San Francisco to make the postseason, guys. That does not mean they won't win 9, 10 games. Honestly, they can win 10 games and not get to January. That's the reality of the NFC. Really deep conference there. All right, folks, you guys are watching the 49ers Report. I want to give a shout-out to Mizzen and May. These are comfortable as F shirts. Get one for yourselves. Comfortable.af. You know, I was watching the Phil Mickelson commercial before coming on air, and I want to do a couple of moves that I think Phil Mickelson would appreciate here. He did one of these little shimmies, these Running Man deals, and then he did one of these, like the head bob, and I can't do the worm because we'd have to move the camera and all that. But hey, Phil Mickelson's got the moves, but I'm pretty sure that I can do them better than him, just to be honest with you. I think I got the groove on, so let me know what you guys think about that. Visit and made. Get it done. All right, how about this? Kyle Juszczyk, big role for him in 2018. I think so. Mostly because, well, from a monetary perspective, Kyle Shanahan invested a lot in this guy. Good amount of guaranteed money for a fullback, so I'm giving it 4 Jedheads here. So the 2 most basic aspects of football are these. 1, blocking, and 2, deception. And Kyle Juszczyk can block. He can also catch the ball out of the backfield, by the way. And Kyle Shanahan uses Kyle Juszczyk for deception, because if Juszczyk is in the game and the defense has an extra defensive back out there, well, then you hammer the rock, right, on the ground game. But if a team is playing the run, then you play for the pass on the offensive side, right? So Juszczyk allows Shanahan to be really creative, and so I think he'll have a very big role for San Francisco this season. All right, next up here, more depth at offensive tackle. Well, yeah, it's happening as we speak, of course. Couple of new additions there to the offensive line, mostly because Garry Gilliam, whom the 49ers recently extended, is in the concussion protocol due to an injury in early August. So, of course, the 49ers got Sean Coleman, and they signed Tobin to a 1-year deal. Tobin has made 21 career starts in his 6-year career, coming from some well-coached teams, Patriots, Eagles, Seahawks. You take a look at that front 5 there for San Francisco. Albeit, I did not expect right guard to be Mike Persons, but that seems to be the reality there. Garnett backing him up. There's Tobin on your screen at right tackle. I got Coleman there as well, and Gilliam there at the tackle spot. So a good collection of tackles there for San Francisco. We'll see how that depth shakes out going forward this season. All right, so NFL power rankings are starting to come out. NFL.com recently had theirs released, and they have the 49ers at 19. So are the 49ers the 19th best team in the National Football League? No. One jet head on this one. This is just straight up false. I mean, I'm going to give it a little truth because you never really know until the season starts. But for all intents and purposes, this is a ridiculous ranking here. The 49ers are below the following teams: the Giants, the Bears, the Texans, the Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens. I could give you an argument for why the 49ers are better than all of those teams down the board there. The Giants for sure, the Bears for sure, and the Chiefs for sure, because I have Kansas City finishing last in the AFC West. Maybe not Baltimore. They're a legit playoff team this year. And then maybe not the Texans because they have the offensive firepower and J.J. Watt coming back healthy, but I have concerns about that front five as well for Houston with that offensive line. Pretty crazy rankings, folks. I think the 49ers should be at least 14 in the National Football League. All right, fun little rumor here. Do the Patriots regret the Jimmy Garoppolo trade? Well, this coming from Adam Schefter for Jetheads, and it's not like the entire organization regrets this deal, but apparently some staffers within the New England Patriots organization do somewhat regret the Jimmy Garoppolo trade. And this is not too surprising because, well, we're talking about one of the potentially premier quarterbacks in the NFL, and also the fact that, according to reports out there, Bill Belichick did not want to trade away Jimmy Garoppolo. Why is that? Because Bill wanted to extend his legacy with the Patriots by ushering in Garoppolo as that starter there for New England once Tom Brady retired, and then Bill Belichick could eventually retire with that satisfaction that, okay, the Patriots are set with a franchise quarterback in Garoppolo. All that said, not a reality anymore. Bill Belichick will have to look to, I guess, Danny Etling out of LSU or somebody else. We shall see who surpasses Tom Brady once he retires.